be good.
I should just talk normal, right? I feel like I want to talk to the mic. There we got a video. Really quick, guys, I want to thank everybody that tuned in on Sunday to our live giveaway, and also congratulations to all the winners. And also stay tuned, everybody, because we'll be doing more giveaways throughout this channel. And that's it, right?
Yeah,
and that's it.
Alright guys, today's sponsor is a little different, but we all know that sex appeal is a byproduct of good haircuts, so we went ahead and partnered up with Promescent to show off some products and put you on the right hands of some quality stuff. Promescent is recommended by over 2,000 doctors nationwide. They got a good range of products from gels, vitamins, to delay sprays. So for my 1 minute guys out there, y'all definitely need to check out the delay spray, proven to help y'all last up to 64% longer. Come on now, what more do y'all want, guys? Seriously, check out Promescent. They have everything to boost your sexual health in one convenient online store. I will leave a link down in the description for y'all to check them out. With that said, let's get back to this tutorial.
What's going on, Faded Culture? It's Sergio Barron, and we're back again with another haircut tutorial. Today I got my boy Corey on the chair, and I will be showing y'all a step-by-step easy process on how to do a skin fade with a low cut on top. And I'm also throw in some quick little tips on how to tame his beard and line it up pretty sharp. So with that being said, let's jump right into this tutorial. Alright guys, so to begin, I'm going to throw on that 1.5 guard with that lever all the way open, and that's what I'm going to be trimming the whole top of his hair with. I'm going to first comb the hair down in the direction that it grows, and also be very careful around the swirl area in the back. You don't want to cut across it. You want to basically start from the middle and work your way outwards, because if you do cut across it, you will end up leaving a bald spot in that area. So make sure you start from the inner part and then just follow the hair growth pattern and work your way out, all the way out until you pass up his hairline. Then once we're done with that, we're gonna start laying down our guidelines. First, I'm gonna start with the clipper lever all the way closed to lay down my first guideline. I'm gonna set it down right here at the temple peak area of his forehead, and then I'm gonna just make sure this first guideline slants as I reach the back side of his head, and then I'm gonna just ensure that it ends up in the same spot but on the opposite side of his head. Then before moving on, just make sure that that line is even from the back side and from the front side before moving on to the next guideline. For the next one, I'm going to come in with the clipper lever all the way open and no guard. And I'm going to just lay down my next guideline coming up about a 1/2 inch from the previous one. And all I'm doing is making sure that it runs parallel to that line and just laying it down as clean as possible. Next, I'm going to grab the 1 guard with the lever still all the way open for our next guideline. And just like before guys, we're just going to come up about a finger in length or about a 1/2 inch in length above from the previous guideline. And same as before, we're just going to make sure that it runs parallel to the previous 2 that we laid down. After this, I'm going to go ahead and grab the number 2 guard with the lever all the way open. And I'm not so much set in another guideline, but instead I'm gonna start focusing on trying to connect the side length of the hair to the top length. But again, only coming up about a 1/2 inch in distance, and just kind of scooping out the clipper as you set in this, or try to connect that side length to the top. Then I'm gonna throw on that number 3 guard, and same as we did with the number 2, I'm gonna come up about another 1/2 inch. And again, still trying to connect the side length to the top. And since this is the area where the head starts to kind of round out, make sure you're kind of scooping the clipper outwards up into like a vertical manner so that you're not digging in this 3.5 too much into the top. And now once you're done with that, we're left with these 3 guidelines. We're going to start with the top uppermost one and try and take it out. For this one, I'm going to grab the 1.5 clip again, but this time we're going to put the lever in that 3/4 position. And all that is the lever positioned right in between the lever open halfway and all the way. And then we're just going to use that lever position with this guard and focus on trying to blend out that top guideline as much as possible. I come in using more so the corners of the clipper. That way you get in there with in a more detailed fashion, and it helps you kind of blend out that line a little easier. And now moving forward, now we're going to work on that middle guideline that you see right here. For this one, we're gonna start with that half clip, and I'm gonna still leave that lever on that 3/4 position, but keep in mind that we're also gonna use the 1 guard to finish taking out this middle guideline, since it takes 2 guards to take it out. But first, we're just gonna start at the initial start of this middle guideline, and then just start trying to soften it up as much as possible before coming in with that 1 guard to finish taking it out. And again, guys, we're just keeping that lever on that 3/4 position. Then now, since you see that half clip didn't completely take it out, I'm gonna throw on that 1 guard, still leaving that lever on that 3/4 position, and then I'm gonna continue blending that middle guideline until it's taken out or blended out as much as possible. Keep in mind, guys, that I'm gonna leave all these steps down in written format in the description for y'all, and I'm gonna also leave all the tools that I use down in the description so y'all can purchase and then also copy the steps. And now we're pretty much left with this last guideline. This last guideline is going to take 3 lever position with no guard to completely take it out. So first I'll come in with it closed, then halfway, and then all the way open. And since it takes 3 lever positions, first I'll start with just one side of his head. And again here, starting with the clipper lever closed all the way, I'm going to start softening up that line as much as possible, not coming up too high. And then I'll open the lever halfway, and then just continue blending a tad bit higher than from where we started. And then from there, we're just gonna open the lever all the way open just to finish blending out this last guideline all the way into the blend. Then once you're done here, we're gonna do the exact same steps, starting from the clipper lever closed to halfway to all the way open, but now moving on to the back side of his head. And we're just gonna continue using those steps until that back line is blended all the way out. And also, guys, just keep in mind that I do 0 gap all of my clippers and all of my trimmers, because I like for them to cut as close to the skin as possible. Then we'll just finish off by doing the exact same steps on the left side of his head, starting from the clipper lever closed, then we open it halfway, and then we open it all the way until that last line is completely blended out all around his head. Next, we're going to focus on taking out the bottom of the hair. For this, I like to always kind of start taking out the uppermost part of the bottom of the hair, and I do this so that when I do take out the bottom of the hair, or the rest of it, you'll be able to distinguish a little faint line right here, and that's going to basically serve as another guideline to show us how high to come up with our electric shaver. So first, you see that I'm going to just go around the whole head and just take out the uppermost part of the bottom of the hair and just trying to bald it out as much as possible, at the same time blending it into the fade. So and after that, we're just going to come in and finish taking out the rest of the bottom of the hair all the way out, just to prep it for our electric shaver. So as you see here, that little faint line, you'll be able to notice it, and that's just how high we're going to come up with our electric shaver, so that we don't shave up too high into the blend, creating these little hard lines. But don't worry, if you do feel like you created a little hard line into the fade, then just come back in with your trimmer, and then using the corners of it, just blend it right out. But that's pretty much it for the fade, guys. Next, I'm going to use this Rapid Foaming Lotion, and I'm going to apply this generously all over the top, kind of with my hands, or you could use a brush, kind of brushing it in the direction of his hair growth. And I'm going to apply this do-rag on really tight to his head, so that we can lay down his hair as much as possible. I'll come in with my blow dryer just to kind of help speed up the drying process on it. And then I'm gonna just kind of leave that do-rag on there while I move forward and start doing his facial hair, just so we give it more time on top to really dry. And here, guys, to taper in his facial hair, I start with the clipper lever closed, and then just like I did on the fade on top, I lay down my first guideline with the lever open, then I come in with the 1 guard, lever open, set in my next guideline, and then I just come back in and taper it out. With that 1.5 clip on that 3/4 position, and then the half clip on that 3/4 position, and then the last line with the clipper lever closed, and then I open it gradually as I finish blending out the first line that we set in. And after I have tapered in both sides, I'll start with my trimmers and start kind of detailing my hard lines into his facial hair. I like to just trim everything that hangs over his top lip, and then I'll start setting in my hard lines, kind of giving me a little rough draft of where I will be shaving up to with my straight razor. And then for the backside and bottom of his beard, I like to recline my client all the way back, and then just kind of determine how exactly or how high he wants the beard to be at. Then once you've determined where that you want that hard line set, you'll just go ahead and lay it down as straight as possible across his neck. Then before using my straight razor, I like to apply some shaving gel, and I'll apply a generous amount throughout all the areas that I will be shaving. And then after that, I like to apply a little bit of water on top of that shaving gel, just to help that shaving gel last longer without it drying out too fast. And then when I start doing my shaving, I like to always tug with my opposite hand on the skin till we create tension and we help that blade glide a lot easier throughout the skin. And then I like to shave with the grain, especially with people that have really curly hair, because they tend to kind of get ingrowns if you don't. And then on top, I'm gonna just start sharpening up everything that I laid down with my trimmer, just so we can get it as sharp as possible. And then everything that's left above that lineup, I'm gonna just shave underhand so that we can get that much closer to the skin, resulting in a deeper, longer lasting shave. That upper lip area can be tough on some clients because it's a really small space to work with, but just have your client either puff up some air into that top lip or just have them pull it down as much as possible so you can better get in there with your straight razor. Then after that, I'll brush his hair all the way down before coming in and start sculpting out his facial hair. And here guys, it really comes in handy when you have like a white cape, so that you can distinguish the contrast between the white cape and the hair, so you can better see the little hairs that stick out. By this time, that foaming lotion should be already dry, and you see how it leaves the hair with a light shine and it lays it down pretty nice. Then I'll proceed with edging up his forehead area. I'll start by laying down the horizontal bar down the middle, and then I'll lay down my vertical bars on the side, and then I'll just kind of proceed with stepping back and kind of just getting a good look at the edge up, and then just taking your time and making sure that that horizontal bar connects with your vertical bars as straight as possible across the whole forehead. Take your time guys when doing this edge up, because you do want to make sure that it does come out as straight as possible. So always be taking a step back and just trying to ensure the whole time that you are going across the forehead as straight as possible. And then just same as on the beard, we apply some shaving gel as well, and then just detail it against the vertical bars and the whole lineup against the grain so that we can get it as sharp as possible. And now this part is optional guys, but if you do decide to use some enhancements, I'll mix half water, half Kiss Express in this portable air gun, and then I'll get a business card and just kind of lightly spray the areas that you want to enhance. But that's pretty much it guys for this tutorial. Here's the before haircut, in case y'all forgot what he looked like before he came in. And now here's the after. I hope y'all guys enjoyed this tutorial on a bald skin fade, and these tips that I threw in with the facial hair. If y'all did guys, please give it a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments what y'all did or didn't like, or also let me know what other videos y'all want me to cover on this channel. Again guys, thank y'all so much for watching, and my name is Sergio Barron, this is Faded Culture, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.